I'm having a hard time finding the words. It's inexcusable for Kuminga to not play at all. Like, it just is. When the whole thing is collapsing and Steve Kerr was going to different lineups, it's inexcusable to not just throw him back out there at some point. So there's just nothing that can be said other than that. I mean, you went to everybody else. And look, this is the thing that you open yourself up to when you blow the lead the way the Warriors did. And the bottom line is they should have won the game anyway. They should have won the game whether Kuminga played or not. But when you lose and it's been as hot button an issue surrounding this team, and he actually is playing well, which he did tonight, it's tough. It absolutely is tough. And, you make the case, well, Kerr was coaching the team when they got up 18, right? So I think, you got to take into account that. I mean, they were put in, but what it comes down to is when things get tough, Steve Kerr doesn't trust Jonathan Kuminga. That's just the reality. When things get, and maybe it was an oversight tonight. I know he did address it in the post-game press conference, and we will play that for you coming up here at the top of the 10 o'clock hour on the Sports Leader. I do want to get to another call, but Steve Kerr's answer to that is coming up here. Appreciate everybody in the YouTube chat here on the Sports Leader. Warriors just continue. How about this one? How about this note before we get back to the phones here? Fourth time this season the Warriors have lost a game in which they've led by at least 18 points. Fourth time this season. I mean, you can name the other three. The other three were, well, I can name two of the three, right? I mean, the game in Sacramento, the game against the Clippers. What's the one that I'm missing, Greg? What's the one that I'm missing? And tonight, there's another obvious one in there that we're forgetting about, where the Warriors had a big lead and couldn't. Was it Oklahoma City at home, maybe? Anyway, we'll get to it. We'll find the other one. But anyway, it's the fourth. They've blown a lot of leads. Steve Kerr likes to say, hey, this team's basically won one game they should have lost. They've lost 4 or 5 games they should have won. At some point, that's just the refrain of what a bad team says. But this team showed throughout the course of the game that they still have the ability to be a bright lights team, but they got to be able to finish games better. And I think they got caught in the fact that they have so many similar players that when Steve Kerr was looking around, when the bleep was hitting the fan, he had nowhere to go. Because he saw 5 players that were all basically the same in terms of their impact. And the reality on Kuminga is, and this is just the truth, Kerr doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust him and or overlooked him. Got caught up in the moment and either way, none of the explanations are good. And I've been somebody that's probably defended Steve Kerr more than anybody, but tonight, it's where everything that's been festering around your team winds up catching up with you in a really bad way, and now it leaves you wondering, how do you bounce back? And the Warriors are going to have to bounce back in less than 24 hours because they're playing Detroit at Chase tomorrow night.